You touched on recruiting a little bit. Expand on that a little bit, if you will. I mean, you already talked about finding specific athletes who want to be here and be a part of this community as a student, as an athlete, and just as a person living in the area. But that limits your scope maybe a little bit to find all those things. So, as you start looking for that, but then you're also clearly finding high performance athletes within that subset, that probably raises your degree of difficulty a little bit. What is the criteria you guys have used to be so successful in finding those kinds of athletes within a very kind of specific realm of thought?
Well, surprisingly, there's a lot. The type of athletes that are successful in cross country and long distance running actually seek us out more so. We're the only school east of the Mississippi that has an altitude. I shouldn't say that. We're the only Division I school east of the Mississippi with an altitude adjustment. We're the only school east of the Mississippi with low humidity throughout the whole summer. We have I call them mild winters because I'm from New York, but we get a lot of kids that the winter here doesn't bother them. So we end up, we've got a reputation at least in the eastern side of the country as a place to train. We're very fortunate. The Blue Ridge Parkway is within 10-minute drive. There's 3,900 acres of national parkland at Moses Cone with 28 miles of dirt and gravel trails. So it's not as hard to recruit as you would think, because this is a place that some people just gravitate towards. We've got our number one runner right now is from Wisconsin, and he spent a year at South Dakota. So for him, this winters are like, oh, this is fine. Some of our better athletes in the past have been from the Northeast, and then the student athletes that are successful from North Carolina, they chose us because there's so many choices in North Carolina for good Division I schools that we're fairly unique because of the altitude, the small town, the natural resources that we have. So it lends itself to that. We actually, now at this point, we're turning men away that years ago we would have welcomed. Now we just have to disappoint them a little bit with, hey, we just don't have a spot for you right now. Maybe one of the fellas that's on the team now, it took him a year just to make the team. He came here, didn't make the team, spent a year training on his own, and then this year he barely made the team. But he's so excited about it, he ended up running a 2-minute PR. He was part of our travel squad, and he didn't even compete at the conference meet because we're allowed to run 7, and he easily would have been probably top 5 for 3/4 of the teams that are in the Sun Belt. So, it's we're very lucky. We got a lot of natural resources here.
Coach, you mentioned you exercise out some demons on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
With a bad experience on that course 5 seasons ago. Talk about how much this championship means coming on that course.
It means a lot, and I was off. It was 4 years, but it seemed like 5 years. It's been a long, thinking about that, looking at those results in the book. We had a good group of guys that had just narrowly lost to South Alabama on their home course by 2 points our first year in the conference. In the second year, we had a good group of guys returning, and we were poised to do well. And we put it out there, ran that course. It was hillier than some of the courses we've run in the past, but it means a lot, and it means a lot to the guys that were there that just missed out on winning 4 years ago. I've gotten some emails from them, but it was a relief. We planned that out, talked with the guys on the team this year, looked over the results, planned out every kilometer, had people at every spot telling them exactly where they were. And the odd thing is Texas Arlington did what we did 4 years ago. They went out hard, established themselves, and they just ran out of gas. 4 years ago, they let us run out of gas and then ran us down in the last kilometer. Actually, the last 300 meters when our number 3 guy fell down 3 times. He got back up and finished, but wasn't enough. So it was very big relief, excitement on our part for the whole program. The guys that had been there before, it was a nice way to cap it.